Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including YouTube TV taking over the world of cable news. We'll dive into this. We talked recently about YouTube becoming the main source of people getting sports information, but also news is increasingly growing as cable TV networks like Fox, MSNBC, and CNN see their ratings struggle or impacted by this. Also, Fubo is making some big changes. We'll tell you what's happening there and why things may look a little different if you're trying to sign up again. And Google TV devices are going to see a little bit of difference in their remotes. Google's making some changes to the standards for device manufacturers. These stories and a whole lot more. There's a lot to talk about today. Coming up in a quick second. First though, if you want to learn more about any of them, check out the show notes and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read them for yourself and come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so they recommend our videos to more people. With that said, let's dive into it. So, like we talked about recently, there was a study out that said a majority of sports fans are turning to YouTube to get their news rather than cable networks like Fox Sports or ESPN. A lot of people said it gives them the news they wanted instead of having to watch an hour-long program for a 3-minute highlight of their team. They just go on YouTube and get a in-depth quick look at the team that they're most interested in. It seems like that's starting to happen with news also. News is becoming a big boon on YouTube. We've been doing this for years here, covering the world of cord cutting news. But it's starting to eat into cable TV networks like MSNBC and CNN. Now, they are trying to definitely shift into this. Fox News just saw a record breaker with 1.2 billion views in the first quarter of 2025, followed by MSNBC at 945 million and CNN at 489 million views. Impressive there to see Fox News twice the size now as CNN with that. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about just the general trend. There's thousands of news sites. Ryan Hall, if you like weather, I've followed him for a while. I turn on when there's major weather events. Sometimes he has 100,000 people watching him live on YouTube, and he's not alone. There's many other ones. There's probably a big argument that there's probably people watching more free ones, whether it be Ryan Hall, Fox Weather, Weather Nation, all these other free options. Other YouTubers probably get more than the Weather Channel. Wouldn't surprise me sometimes when you look at the views. Keep an eye on this. News and sports are the top 2 reasons people still pay for traditional cable television services like YouTube TV, Comcast, Spectrum, and others. If news is starting to become very easy and high quality on YouTube for free, it raises the question, what's going to happen for cable TV? Really, that means sports is their only hope. We'll keep a close eye on it, but let me know, have you switched your news viewing to YouTube? I have. I mean, I have all these live services. I've turned on a major cable network before, but the majority of my news is coming from websites and YouTube now. Let me know if you do the same thing. All right, next up, Fubo is making some changes. They used to have like 5 English plans not that long ago, it felt like, 4 or 5. Well, now they're down to 2, but really when you look at their website, they're only marketing 1. Now this is a little confusing, so hang in here with me for a minute. Fubo recently consolidated down its TV packages to just promoting the $84.99 Pro plan, which is a competitor to YouTube and other similar plans. It's a base plan with that. Now Fubo, even though we emailed them before the story, got back to us almost as soon as we hit post and let us know that they still have the Elite plan, but that they're experimenting with how they display them on their websites. I struggled to find this Elite plan on their website. Even when you click on View All Plans, it was not shown. It seems to be maybe hidden as you try to sign up for the service. It may appear there. But now instead they're promoting where you can subscribe through Fubo as a standalone for a local RSN in partnership with like FanDuel Sports Network. And they also have their Latino package for, what is that about? I forget how much, like 20 bucks? Somebody, see here, $14.99. I apologize. I misquoted that price there for a quick second. But those are the 3 plans you really see. And then there's a bunch of add-ons and additional things you can add to it. This is a big change for Fubo as they try to struggle to find a way forward. Fubo did promise later this year that they intend to roll out smaller packages to compete with like what Comcast has done and with what DirecTV is doing with cheaper like entertainment packages, news packages, and the like. It'll be interesting to see how Fubo responds to all this, how they grow. This seems to be an experiment. Will it pay off? Will it not pay off? We'll wait and see. But if you're a Fubo subscriber, no changes to your package, you'll continue to do that. But if you're coming back, they're really pushing that Pro plan as an option there. All right, let's keep moving along. Android Authority had an interview with Google and found out that Google will be requiring all new Google TV devices to have a free TV button on their remote. I got one sitting over there, and you get the idea. That they have a button, much like what Roku's doing with their guide button, that will launch into their free ad-supported streaming service and have all the channels there. Why are they doing this? I've talked about it before. It's very simple. They're not making their money on the devices anymore. They're making their money through ads and subscriptions. By trying to make it easier to get to the ad-supported content on your Roku, Google TV, Fire TV, and more, that's how they're making their money. Roku famously recently is now making most of their money from subscriptions and ads you get on the streaming player, not by selling you a streaming player anymore. I would suspect we're going to see a lot of companies do that in the near future. Try to put those guide buttons more on the remote to launch you directly into television on your device to tempt you to do it more because they want you to see ads because that's the only way they can make money on it. Let me know, do you like to use them? I've experimented with all of them. There's some really good content there. If it's been a while since you tried these free services, I recommend you give them a try again. Deal of the day. If you've been looking for a deal, a lot of Roku streaming players are on sale, but right now the Roku streaming stick is on sale for just $38. We talked about the price war between Roku and Amazon recently. This is a good option with it. You also got some Fire TV ones on sale also. But I use this player when I travel. It's a great hotel compatible one. They have a way to connect it to hotel Wi-Fi in there. And it's a nice option. $38 for 4K streaming player. Not a bad deal. Link in the show notes if you want to check out and learn more. All right, so who dominates the on-demand service? YouTube TV is the largest live TV provider in the United States, but we surveyed over 1,900 and asked what on-demand services do you subscribe to, so paid services with this. And the number one winner is very clear, Amazon Prime Video. Interestingly though, when we talk with a lot of Prime Video subscribers, it often goes like this. Yes, I got Prime Video and I use Prime Video, but we really got it for Amazon's free delivery or the other Prime features there with that. So 68.6% of you said that you used Amazon Prime Video. Now, one note, people were allowed to submit multiple services because a lot of people subscribe and use multiple on-demand services, so these won't add up to 100%. But number two is Netflix at 57.6%. Followed by Paramount Plus at 53.1%. Also, interestingly, a lot of people said they're getting it free through a variety of services, whether they're internet providers or with it, Walmart Plus. A lot of people mentioned Walmart Plus. If you're a Walmart Plus subscriber, you get Paramount Plus for free, or you can upgrade to the ad-free version for a reduced rate. Peacock at 51.1%. Hulu at 47.5%, Disney Plus at 36.9%. Kind of interesting to see that lower than Hulu, but this again, 1,900 plus of our readers. Max at 36.3%, and Apple TV Plus at 27%. Again, a lot of people mentioned because they had that for free because they bought a device or some other deal Apple used. Does this line up with what you used? Again, these were just the top ones. There's a whole laundry list of other services that did get votes, but not significantly so. It doesn't surprise me, to be honest. Increasingly, a lot of cord cutters have been using free services, cutting back and paid. You know, if you're a Prime Video customer or you're a Walmart Plus customer, why not take advantage of their streaming service? Or if you're a T-Mobile, why not get Netflix? It's free. And the list goes on and on with that. I'm still on the discounted Disney Plus bundle from my Verizon partnership with that. But leave me a comment, let me know if you agree with that list. And you can find the full list in our story down below. And lastly, we have a cord-cutting birthday. Pluto TV, one of the, not the first by far. Crackle really got a grandfather of the free ad-supported streaming. But Pluto TV really pushed the idea of live channels streaming through a free service. Pluto TV launched back in March 31st, 2014 with this, and became one of the major free ad-supported streaming services on there. It's been now 11 years since it became a reality. Check it out. Anybody Pluto TV fans here? Is it hard to believe it's been 11 years since it came out? Originally an independent company. I've got a chance to meet many of the people behind it. Great people. Eventually sold to Paramount. And now is part, or Viacom I think it was called back then. Now it's part of Paramount as CBS and Viacom merged, creating Paramount. Pluto TV though, 11 years old. Tubi's birthday is coming up soon too. Also 11 years old. Pluto TV beat it by a little bit though. Well, that's it for today. Hey, thank you everybody for your support. I really do appreciate it. I see a lot of questions often in the comments. Don't forget, we have a Facebook group dedicated to just cord-cutting tech support called Cord Cutting Tech Support. You can find a link to it in the show notes down below if you want to find it. But there's over 100,000 cord cutters there answering your cord cutting related questions. Until next time, take care, be safe. I'll be back again real soon.